Greetings, everyone. Today is somewhere in April. We will find out as soon as we click this button, and there we go. Today is April 16, 2025, and this is the Evan Studios weekly podcast. I'm your host, Stark, and I have to apologize for not being here last week. Pneumonia is a bitch. Sometimes you feel like you're getting better, and surprise, you're not. I hope that I am definitely going that way now. And weekly checkups will eventually tell me if I'm at 100%. Definitely today I don't feel 100% because I'm exhausted, but that's a good thing because we were able to do a lot of work today. Now, I did promise that last week I did say that we were going to talk about the Journey Abroad characters to get you guys to get more acquainted with the characters, to get to know them better, and kind of starting to understand more the characters and connecting to them, which is something that we felt like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago during the podcast, that people were, not connecting to Journey Abroad per se, because there was a lot of, Fleeting Iris was something that people were already accustomed to and whatnot, and Journey Abroad was new. And I did say that I thought that in time people will learn to love the characters in Journey Abroad as well. So it's as good as an opportunity as any to let you guys know more about the characters. So that's more or less what we're going to do today. In terms of other things, I also want to take this time to probably spoil a few other things. And I've actually announced not a while ago through actually it was today, but through an advertising guy that approached me on Discord. We made an announcement on Instagram about our game and about Bloodlust, and I spoiled one of the costumes there, and I want to spoil the costume with you guys here as well. Let me just get the picture, because I didn't, because I also said that I will bring spoilers this week, and here we go. Let me just get this instantly out of the way because I want to focus on Journey Abroad today. But yeah, first of all, I would like to also get you guys feedback on Fleeting Iris EF now that it's over, and we are going to leave Fleeting Iris behind for a little bit. We might get on it in the future. We still have basically the remake to do. We still have. I'm sorry if I am completely exhausted and if I yawn, but it's not that I'm bored. I'm literally just absolutely exhausted. But Fleeting Iris is out of the way for a long time. We're going to do the remake, and we're going to focus on the remake is definitely going to be a remake. It's not a remaster. I want to get that out of the way right away. A lot of people are just expecting us to improve the resolution and quality today. That is not what Fleeting Iris remaster is going to be. I am literally going to rewrite the whole game, retouch most of the scenes and whatnot, to the same I could say the same quality as Fleeting Iris EF, but it's not quality the word that I am looking for. It's standards. There you go. We're looking to bring the standards of Fleeting Iris as a whole to the quality that you can see in the latest patches of Fleeting Iris IF. And that involves rewriting most of the story to make it more seamlessly make sense. Try to connect the routes so they are more like interconnected, but they don't seem to like start or end abruptly. Even though, of course, in terms of like story and whatnot, you can connect all and still make sense. But I'm sure you guys already know that. All the nice quality of life features that Fleeting Iris EF has now and that Fleeting Iris has now, we are going to be adding all of them, and that means all the nice text skips, the message logs, everything that is there. Fast travel. We are going to be incredibly respectful of the player's time, even though we are going to be adding probably mini games to the bar that you can skip. By the way, that's the part where we talk about being mindful of the player's time. So yeah. Foster is asking, in Fleeting Iris remake, are you going to add some or all scenes that was supposed to be DLC? Yes, the plan is to do that. But of course, we need financial means to do that, because we will have to take team power out of Bloodlust and put it on Fleeting Iris, and unless we can hire more people to help us do the transition or use AI that no one wants, we will probably won't be able to make new scenes. But we gotta think positive, and we gotta believe that we will be able to hire more people that can draw in or color in Muku's style, and then the goal is to add all of the scenes that we were planning to do, animate all the scenes, get voice actors to do most of the game and whatnot, and basically bring everything to at least the standards of Fleeting Iris IF, or bring them above the standards of Fleeting Iris IF, and that means better story, better dialogues. That means better soundtrack. That means retouch the maps to make them look better. It's basically just completely remake the game. With the knowledge that we have today, and the assets that we have today, so it's basically a completely different game. We also have to finish the Halloween minigame, and if people so choose, to expand on the Christmas DLC, and all of that is a possibility for Fleeting Iris remake. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Fleeting Iris, and I just wanted to lead with that because that's a wrap. Fleeting Iris is as is finished. There might be sequels, there might be more than one sequel, but for now, Fleeting Iris IF was it. So it probably won't come back for a while unless society demands it, so to speak. But now we can finally move on to the spoilers, and here we go. This is we already knew Eve's look, and now here we go. This is Jazz's battle attire. I'm sure that a lot of you will love it. I'm sure not a lot of you will, but once again, we were trying to go with efficient as well as looking good, and mostly looking good. And we've already explained to you guys in terms of battle what we are still trying to do. There's definitely a lot of growth to be done in that regard. We still haven't fully decided how the battle system is going to work, and we honestly have a little time to think about it because we are only in April. Bloodlust first version comes out in May, and we won't be releasing battle by that point. We're basically going to be introducing the characters, we're going to be introducing the antagonists, we're going to be creating the initial enticings, but the game might actually end the patch right before we go into the first dungeon, which probably won't happen until late July or July 30. So that's how long we have to decide plenty on what battle system we are going to use. Basically, draw the characters, animate the fighters, and get a whole battle system fully working by then. And obviously, that is absolutely our goal. I hope you guys all enjoyed the new outfit that Jazz has, but we have to move on to the bigger purpose of the podcast today, which is focusing on Journey Abroad. We have already talked about Fleeting Iris, which we probably won't be talking in for a while, unless people actually ask direct questions about it. And Bloodlust is still in the horizon. It's going, it's going to be the main focus after the end of this month. But for now, here's the teaser, and yeah, maybe in the next podcast we can spoil a little bit about the story and what's gonna go down. But we'll leave that for later. Sorry, and we can focus on Fleeting Iris for now. On In Journey Abroad for now. So let's do just that. I think that it's only fair that we start with the main character and trying to talk a little bit about the main character. Let me just pull up here we go. And I'm going to use might want to do this. There you go. And I'm going to use it's kind of like advanced setting. We basically know that the character is going to go through a transformation. So basically, you already know the premise of the game. For everybody that tried the tech demo, you move on to your mother's house. Basically, you were living with your father somewhere in Europe, and you move into Evan City with your mother and their new wife. Basically, your mom got married. So when you arrive at her home, you are not only confronted with the fact that your mom got remarried, but you also didn't know that your mom, kind of played both ways. And yeah, you suddenly find out that your mom likes more than men, and she remarried another person other than your father, which is a smoking hot redhead that goes by the name of Scarlet. Scarlet is more of an authoritative figure. English is hard. Yeah, so Scarlet is more of an authoritative figure around the house. Your mom could go by this innocent airhead that is like super lovable, but sometimes is kind of naive. And initially, you don't know why she and your father divorced, or why you moved away from Evan City to begin with. But all of this is going to be revealed later down in the story, and it's not as simple as they just fall out of love. There's basically a deeper story behind it, and we don't want to spoil that. We just want to focus on the characters for today. And basically, all of the characters that we created in the game were obviously based on someone, or a certain look or a certain personality that we're going to go for. And we figured that the nice blue eyes blonde and the redhead were a nice combination, and basically two of the biggest targets to pursue. I feel weird calling them as targets, but love interests to pursue in the game. And of course, in countries where that is not available, they will be your landladies, and then you will be able to choose what's your ground or relation directly to them. So basically, your mom is a stay-at-home mom. She basically takes care of your sister and the house for Scarlet. And Scarlet is basically a grease monkey. She owns an auto parts, and she makes a lot of money. She's very good at it, and she loves cars. And she's basically the bread maker for the household. So she's kind of like a little bit of a tomboy, and you can definitely see her influence in your sister, who her name is Megan. I know that a few of you have already met her, and this is kind of like her night appearance, her night look, basically what she wears for sleeping. So Scarlet tries to be a little bit more, I would say, feministic, so to speak, more vulnerable, more female-ish, due to influence from your mother, which by the way, by default, I don't know if I'm going to allow players to change the names of the characters. I think only the main character you will be able to change, especially because that allows for well, while it how do I put this? In a good way, it allows for customization if I allow you to give like character names to all the characters. But I feel like if you are discussing the game in the internet, or if you're writing guides or whatever, like quickly you will be calling characters like the mom or the stepmom or the sister or whatever, because everybody is going to be calling them like different names. So if you refer to them by their names, people are going to be like, who the fuck is that? So I feel like for a sense of like order and for logic, it's better that we create characters that are like common between everybody that plays the game. So basically, you have a last name, but you don't get to decide the last name. You get to decide your first name, and you get to decide your nickname, both of which people will call you in different moments. Also, some characters will have specific nicknames for you, imposed by them. But in general, everyone will call you either by your last name, which, by the way, it's the same as you basically have your father's last name. I don't remember what it is, and it's kind of irrelevant. Not a lot of people call you by that. Give me a second, because I have it here. Adams. Basically, your last name is Adams. That means your sister, her name is Megan Adams. She keeps your father's last name. However, your mother remarried and she took Scarlett's name. So her name was Scarlett Wild. Your mom, which basically her maiden name unknown, was previously called Amber Adams, and now she's called Amber Wild because she remarried and she took Scarlett's last name. You, however, you kept your father's last name, so basically you are called whatever you decide, whatever you choose, and your last name is Adams. So in the game, you're going to be mostly referred to as the first name that you pick, or by your last name Adams, or which sometimes, if you are in the same class as your sister, can be confused, or you will be called by your nickname, or But this is something that you are going to have. Like it's incredibly common for people to have multiple nicknames, and the main character here is not going to be an exception. But mostly, I would say that 90% of the times you're probably going to be called by your name or your nickname. Of course, you will be called son or whatever degree of connection you create with those characters. So these are probably the three characters that you are going to spend most of the time around. I think I already told you a little bit about their personalities. I could go a little bit more in depth about their personalities, but some of their personalities and the way they feel towards you happen because of a reason that, if I say it now, will be basically major spoilers. And since we want to avoid that, since this game has a much richer story than just it just goes to that town and it tries to basically hang out with everybody, wink wink, it's better to leave that as kind of like a secret for now, but it will make sense once you start playing the game. Obviously, these will be the hardest characters to conquer because there's a barrier to transpose. And they're kind of like, they dictate how far you are in the game. Basically, they will be by far the hardest characters to get, but they will also be the ones with the most sins, and they will also be the ones that feel the most rewarding, and the ones that you spend the most of the time with, the ones that you are going to see the biggest growth. You're going to see a lot of character build and whatnot. So I'm sure that these are going to be some of the fan favorites. And of course, you do see a little bit of Scarlett's influence, which we do give her plenty of creative liberty. And obviously, Scarlet likes big breasts and draw characters with big breasts. And although you guys know that as we at Evan Studios, and I have already explained this on a different podcast not too long ago, about how we want all of our characters to be ethnically diverse, have different personalities, have different looks. We have already explained this, and as it is true for other games, it is true for Journey Abroad. We wanted the female characters to be ethnically diverse, to have different characters, some to be more dominating, some to be a little bit more submissive. And you will be trying to conquer, between you will be trying to basically pursue a romance with them all, with which is going to be achieved in many different ways. And obviously the three that you see in the screen are going to be the hardest ones to get, and the ones with the biggest plot. However, as we want, as for me as a director and as a main developer, while we want to create characters with different backgrounds, with different ethnic outlooks, everything, like personalities, everything. We also believe that giving the creators and giving the artists individual liberties and artistic liberties to express themselves in their best is also important. So obviously, when it comes to characters, there is as much of me in these characters as there is of Scarlet. So I know that a lot of you are big fans of her work, as am I. So I hope you guys enjoyed these first few characters. There's quite a few more to show you, so let's move right into it, because I don't want to take a ridiculous amount of your time. So let's get rid of these ones for now, and let's focus on a few more now. There is kind of like two main romance characters in the game. One of it is like the absolute ultimate girl next door. She's the absolute right person to you. She will be like the most impeccable wife that you could get. She's feministic in every single way. She is just like you. She is a foreign and having a hard time adapting to the life in Evan City. So you two will relate a lot with each other. So this is probably the girl that you should get, or you should try to get. But you feel conflicted, and basically you're a young boy, and your eyes probably make more decisions for you than your heart. And this is probably someone that you should stay away from in real life. And this is basically the typical bitch cheerleader that dates the school bully, and you can't help, just like everyone else, to feel attracted to her. So of course you will be able to get both, and you will be able to get both at the same time, or you will be able to choose. It will all be up to you. But basically one absolutely despises you, especially early game, and the other just relates to you, is always nice to you. So it kind of depends, what kind of person do you want to be. Do you want to take one? Do you want to fight for the other? Someone that feels nothing but absolute and extreme contempt for you? Or maybe you want to get both. Well, the decision is absolutely yours. The one on the left, her name is Kanae, and she's dreamy. She's everything you could wish for in a girl. She's incredibly supportive of you. Very studious person. Her personality kind of matches yours, but I'm gonna speak as a guy. We are fucking dumb, like bricks. So we have all fell in love, or we have all been victims of feeling attracted to the wrong woman, knowing that they were the wrong woman. And when you're young, especially when you're young, there's nothing wrong with that. But this is clearly the case of a lot of you should stay away from this girl, but unfortunately you can't, at least early on. Later on you might be able to find an alternative, but you might be able to punish her, and you will decide what happens between you and her. But she's going to be one of the main reasons why you're going to get in trouble a lot of times in school. So since she is probably, like, I would say, the main antagonist, she is the main antagonist for a reason. Basically, she's dating the school bully, which is going to be basically your main source of, well, distress. This guy is called Jake Logan. I am not going to say why I called him that. And basically he is dating, he's the captain of the American football team in the HCU University, and he's dating the girl. And you're going to get in trouble with him the very first day of school. He's going to punch your lights out and you're going to go straight to the infirmary. I'm not going to tell you why that happens, but it's going to happen. And obviously you are going to get revenge for him later on. Now, there are a few characters that are connected to them, and basically, you know, school wouldn't be school if you didn't have as many good times as you had people that will aggravate you. And these will be, you know, the main guys that will aggravate you. The good part about it, or maybe the saving grace, I would say, is that you can get revenge on both of them, especially Jake. And one of the ways that you can get revenge with Jake is, you know, you're gonna steal his girlfriend, or not. It's going to depend. It's going to depend on you, but that's one way that you can get. That's one of the ways that you can get even with Jake. It's not the only one, and I could probably I'm trying to rename this so I don't forget it later. There we go. Now let's hide Jake for a second. Jake is also gravitating around the main character, the main antagonist, or your main love interest, or, you know, shouldn't be but is. But she is a cheerleader. They all have similar uniforms, but one of her best friends is Camila. And Camila is known in, well, hello. I may have flipped that the wrong way. Not so soon, Camila. Come on, give the people time to flip you upside down. So basically, Camila is one of the best friends. She is also a cheerleader. And we have another character that is basically gravitating towards the main character. And honestly, we haven't gave her a name. We're standing on fate, but it's not final. And this is Jessica. By the way, like I said, they all have matching cheerleader uniforms. And this is her. Now, basically, they're the super popular schoolgirls that most people in school try to get with. However, they all have incredibly different personalities. You see, Fate was always brought up as the daddy little princess, the homecoming queen. She's dating like the school like superstar, whatever. She's basically like a stuck-up bitch. Now, Camila is just someone that worships chaos, and she has no allegiance but herself and maybe some actual love for Jessica. Now, while she's friendly with Faith, and basically they realize that they have their own tribe and they're basically the cheerleaders and whatnot, Camila is kind of like, well, I already said, it's pretty much chaotic. So it's one of the ways that you're going to find that you're going to get to Fate is going to be through Camila. You're going to get Camila on your side. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Can't Buy Me Love, but that's how I am going to see it, because I completely stole the story from it. Well, at least parts of it. It's not a unique story, and it's not originally by any means. But most of the time this story happens, people think of the movie Can't Buy Me Love. You also saw it happen with Sherman in American Pie. There's plenty of movies where this happens, where what happens is you're gonna pay a girl to pretend to be your girlfriend. so that you increase your popularity around school. And Camila is completely down with it. Except it turns out she will quickly start turning down your money because she is getting an honest interest on you for many reasons. Basically, she will find you interesting, and she will find chaotic ways to undermine Fate's relationship with Jake, and basically intercede in your favor for Fate. Also, you're probably going to get some of the spiciest scenes in the game with Camila. She's completely unapologetic. She's the type of person. She's like a fierce Latina. She basically just doesn't give a fuck, and it's gonna show. She's gonna do a lot of things, and she's gonna put you through a lot of crazy. But it's the good kind of crazy, not the kind of crazy that you want to be with Faith. However, Jessica on the right side of the screen, the more plate blonde, is someone with deep insecurities. Even though she made it as a cheerleader, she's someone that is incredibly insecure, and you will make her feel seen. You will make her relate to you, and she will share her vulnerabilities with you, and basically she will you will create a deep relationship with her. She feels like she is not worthy of hanging out with either Faith or Camila, but Camila absolutely genuinely loves Jessica, and Faith is kind of acing her a lot of times. They're friends, but she's constantly calling her fat and like vexing her and whatnot. So even though Jessica kind of likes Fate, a little bit of her also hates Fate at the same time. So while she won't have a lot of impact on how you get closer to Fate or whatnot, Jessica is a very deep character, very flawed character, human like each one of us. And I think the experience with Fate is going to be with Jessica is going to be incredibly rich and just wholesome as a whole. And the whole love triangle kind of thing between you, Camille, and Jessica is also going to be something to explore and have a great time seeing. So while you try to get with Jessica and Camila to get to Fate through them, your relationship with them is also going to grow. So you will see a lot of support and an amazing person to hang out with in Jessica, and you're going to get a lot of crazy from Camila. So while you at the beginning of the game see them as like utensils and you see them in a very shallow way, they are basically going to get very rich in the future. Now, as important as these are, let's start focusing now on the teachers. Well, there's one more character that I want to in the student unit that I want to meet, that I want you guys to meet. Actually, there's one more. This guy is Fernando, and basically he's going to become one of your best friends, and he's going to show basically a different perspective on LGB, and he's going to be the type of character that shows that activism doesn't always have to be woke or very politic or whatever. Basically, it's just a person that wants respect and respects you, and you guys just build a great friendship. He doesn't make everything about his sexuality. He sometimes hazes you and gives you a hard time just because he likes to fuck around with people, but he's going to become one of your best friends and one of the biggest confidants in school. And you will find out that having a gay friend can be incredibly useful, because a lot of women like to spend time with him and confide with him, and he will definitely be someone in your corner. You will see that being friends with Fernando is going to bring a lot of good things down the road. And you're also going to find out that Fernando, for people that assume that Fernando is just gay, that's incorrect. He's gay, but he's also bisexual. So Fernando is a deep character that you're going to be with a rich background that is also going to be working as a comic relief. He's like a Joker and whatnot, and basically is going to be on your corner and trying to help you, achieve your goals. Now, the final character from the student unit that I want to talk about is Emily. Basically, not only she goes to school where you go, she also works in kind of like a supermarket, a combi. And it's going to be one of the first jobs that you can apply to. But not only Emily is works in the supermarket, she also has a hidden pastime, which you are going to find out later down the road. But basically, Emily likes to cosplay, and basically, Emily likes to disguise herself and post on the internet. Now, while Emily doesn't while Emily isn't a very confident person per se, she's kind of like introvert. She doesn't let a lot of people get into her life. She basically pushes everyone away from her. She's kind of like rough. She's loud. She basically looks at most men with contempt. You will see that she has a more exhibitionist side, especially when she's doing cosplay. And after you find out that she does cosplay, well, you two find a better way to make money than working in the convenience store, if you know what I mean. And this is but one of many cosplays that Emily does. She also does a Kami cosplay. She also does a Lara Croft cosplay. She also does a Silent from Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. And maybe even some more characters in the future. And she's going to be one of the first love relations. And, you're going to be entangled later down the road. Basically, your connections to her are a little deeper than originally you can think of. So your story with her and basically the stuff that is going to happen is going to escalate quickly. So I'm going to leave that for later, as I don't want to spoil it any longer than this. But this is just a nice teaser for a character that is going to be super fun to explore. Now, we're going to have the students. And I'm going to start right away with a student that might be a little bit more important than others per se. So your character is going to... your character is basically going to be studying in. Your character is going to be studying in. Give me a second. Your character is going to be going to the university to study political science, because you want to become a politician, and it was either that or economics or law. And your character chose political science. Now, don't worry, I won't give anyone like political gibberish on the game. Most classes can be split, most can be skipped, and I'm just going to try and keep things interesting by playing both sides of the field with characters. But you can skip most of that stuff. It's not relevant. It's just to enrich the game and the characters. Now, this person is not necessarily a teacher. She's just basically, her husband is someone that was incredibly important in school, is someone that provides the school with a lot of money, has a lot of influence in school. So basically, she's kind of like someone that goes around school making sure that everything is going according to plan, and she helps around school and whatnot. But she's kind of like a trophy wife. The most important part to explain about her is that she's Jake's mom. So, one of the ways that you can get back at Jake, well, yeah. So, while she's not necessarily like a teacher, she's someone that basically hangs out around the school a lot and whatnot, and helps around a lot. Kind of like, she's she has like a bullshit function at university. She's only there because her husband pays a lot of money to the university for her to be there. So she just helps around. She's basically kind of like a janitor that is not a janitor. She's kind of like a not de facto school principal. She just goes around bossing people around and making sure that the school is up to standards and whatnot. So she used to be one of the biggest cheerleaders in the school. They won a cheerleading competition back in the day, and she gives the cheerleaders a bunch of like advice and whatnot. She's mostly around them most of the time. She kind of works, when people are making like messes in the school cafeteria and whatever. She basically, gives you a hard time, and eventually you find out that she's Jake's mom, and basically that's when, if you were not already interested in her, that's when your interest in her skyrockets. So yeah, let's get that out of the way, and that's why I kept Jake around. I'm also not going to explain how this thing escalates. Oh yeah, I forgot about one more student, and this is Layla. Basically, Layla originally was supposed to be Brian's girlfriend, which was the exchange student you will change with before we change the story of the game. But now she's basically just someone that takes a little interest in your early game, and one of the things that she does is she hangs out at the gym, and she becomes your personal trainer. So basically, when you go to the gym to train, well, weightlifting at least, you will also be able to train martial arts with someone else, a character that is at least not important or not for now. She will be kind of like your personal trainer. She will hang around with you in the gym, and she's going to be one of the first few characters that is going to be genuinely interested in you, and then you will get to meet her outside of the school environment, and it's going to be pretty cool. Oh man, Forster wrote a lot. Foster said, "Is Journey Abroad still going to be 2 different games?" No, it's no longer needed, and it will be a bunch of unnecessary work. We're just going to find workarounds, because we also don't want one side to get like a version of the game and one side get like a minimalistic version of the game. We're just going to find other ways to work around that. We'll love to put that lady in a body stock and perhaps a wedding dress. Don't worry, you will be able to. Many scenes per each character. Can you have fun with everyone in the game? Absolutely yes, as long as they're females. There will be no male on male stuff, but there will be a lot of female on female stuff. That's just my preference, and I'm going to write the game in a way that I can write the game, not something that it's kind of hard to, like, as I've explained in the past, it's kind of hard to write in Thai for things that you don't agree with or relate with. So yes, all of the characters that I'm showing you, every single one of them, the female ones, you will be able to pursue a romantic encounter with. All of them, multiple times. How do you get them? It's completely different. It depends on which character. All of them will have different degrees of difficulty for you to basically be able to hang out with them. For instance, Jake's mom is someone that you are going to be able to get with by improving your status quo around the school. Layla right here is someone that you will be able to get with by improving your physical capability, by spending time with her, by improving your physical condition. It's some of the things that are going to make you be able to improve your relationship with her. And when you spend a lot of time with Layla, you will be able to meet someone that, well, first of all, you'll find out that Layla is the daughter of the Reverend, and the Reverend has a wife, and this is Jamila Brown, the mother of Layla Brown. And basically, Layla Brown is a man of God, is a woman of God, is a woman that has a lot of respect for herself, doesn't let you hang around with Layla a lot. He thinks you're, trying to get her daughter up to no good. And yeah, she's a person that is very devout to God. She's a person that thinks sex should be for baby making only, and she only does it in the missionary position, and all of that stuff. And basically, while she sees you hang out with Layla, basically you will be able to light some fire on her that she haven't felt in many many years. I don't want to spoil any more than that, but basically that will be the background with Miss Jamila Brown. And yeah, she's a very devout person. She takes her vows very seriously, and she will also be incredibly difficult to get with due to her standards. So, yeah. As for Layla, well, she won't be as hard to get with, especially because you're going to find out something about her that will make you see that she is not as innocent as she might look at first glance. I think I have already spoiled the scenes for a few people, but let's leave it at that for now. There's still a few more characters to present, and we don't have a lot of time if we want to keep the podcast short as usual. So let's start moving on to a few other characters. This is Kelly Parker. She's kind of like, she's your gym teacher. I did it again. She's your gym teacher, and basically, due to increasing rates of people getting obese and declining rates of fertility and pregnancy, now throughout the whole school process, the government is insisting that everybody starts, doing exercise. And so you now have to do it at a university level, regardless of what degree you pursue. Regardless if you go for history, regardless if you go for sports, regardless if you go for economics, doesn't matter. Everybody in school now has to go through gym classes. Needless to say that she's kind of a tomboy. She doesn't find herself attractive, and you will remind kind of Kelly how to feel like a woman again. But this is for later down the road. So we'll see how you get to do that. Another person that is part of the school team that you will meet later down the road is Esperanza Mendez. And in case you don't know, she is Fernando's mother. But she's not only Fernando's mother. She's also, if I don't remember correctly, your international relations teacher. But she is very thankful that you are friends with her son, and that you defend him in the first day of school. And yeah, she's an incredibly bombshell Latina. And yeah, as much as you are friends with Fernando, I mean, I'm sorry, Fernando, but yeah, we can still be friends, but your mom, it has to go. It has to happen. Another person of the school unit that you are going to meet is the infirmary medic, the resident medic in the school, and this is Sofia Saito. And yeah, she's basically the girl in the infirmary, and you'll meet her a few times. You'll try to talk about your personal life, kind of use her like a psychologist, and yeah, you will be involved in a few physical altercations, and you're going to end up in the infirmary a couple times, and that's when you're going to meet her. And yeah, she's going to joke around with you that you shouldn't spend all time going there and whatnot. So yeah, eventually you're going to start building a relationship with her. And we also have, let me see if we have another teacher before I move on to the few last characters. No, those are mostly the teachers that you have to deal with. So let's move on to someone that is a little bit above teachers, and we're talking about the school principal, Maya Quinn. Give me a second. And this is Maya Quinn, which is the school principal. Why isn't this fitting the... Damn it. Okay, let's start by getting rid of the other characters, which will help me position her in the game. There we go. And what did I just do? I'm trying to increase... There we go. Trying to increase the size a little bit, but it's not letting me. So this is the school principal, Maya Quinn. I won't say that she's too authoritarian. I wouldn't say that, but she definitely has a low patience for bullshit. And you will be ending up on her office a few times, but eventually, if you increase your status quo and your finances and a bunch of other stuff, like this character has a lot of requirements for you to even dream about trying to make a pass on the school principal. You will have to basically raise your status quo a lot, raise your school grades a lot, be able to move out from your mother's apartment to way bigger apartments. There will be a few options in the game. You will be able to move into a small condo, and then you will be able to move into a nice house, and then finally you will be able to move into your own mansion. Depending on how you invest in the game, you will be able to play mini games to make money. You will be able to invest in the stock market to make money. So this character will have quite a few requirements before she even begins to consider you as a possible love interest. A lot due to obviously, ethical issues, which are frowned upon, although not necessarily or strictly forbidden, but they are completely frowned upon. Yeah, this is going to be obviously one of the most difficult characters to be able to get with. Now let's move to the final two characters so we can wrap it up in a nice fashion. Oh, actually, there's one more before we move on to that. And this is the character that was previously meant to be your mom in one of the versions of the game. Now she will be your aunt. So, part of the family. She's going to move in at a later date. She's going to move in the house. She basically will be divorcing her husband. And you will be there to be giving her plenty of support. I don't think I need to tell you where this goes. Yeah, her name is Elsa, and basically she's your mom's older sister in this version of the game. And yeah, she hasn't seen you in a long time, and she has missed her beloved nephew a lot. So basically, that's it. We're going to be saving that one for later. Like way later down the road. There's a lot of other characters that we want to get to know better much earlier. So let's leave the two surprise characters. I did say that there was kind of like a hidden story behind the game, and basically this is the main character when it comes to all the issues that are going to happen with you. So there's a lot of stuff that is going to happen. You will have to juggle between a family life. You'll have to juggle between hanging out with characters, your school life. You will have to juggle that with getting jobs. You will have to juggle that with working out and basically improving yourself. You will have basically there's going to be a lot of elements in your life that you will have to manage, but there is an underlying story behind the game, and all I can say is that it is all connected to this character in a sense, or that this character will help you understand the truth behind the mystery behind the game. And finally, I think you guys all knew this, but there's also a neighbor that you meet early on and you help around the house. I'm not going to say much about this character, like we don't have a lot of information about her. But yeah, basically, I have a feeling she's going to be a fan favorite. I don't know why I feel that. It's just a gut feeling. I don't know, but I can put my finger on it. But I think it's there. To finish the Foster questions, so she is Jake, the school prince's mom, and we can get her. Nice, exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. M2F was kind of what I was thinking, so I'm good. Yeah, I just wanted to make it clear that all the relationships that you will be able to pursue will be male with female, or you will be able to see quite a bit of female on female. But yeah, there will be no male with male. I'm just not gonna write it. It's not for me. And I'm sure it is for some people, but I have a hard time writing that type of content because I don't relate with it, and that's pretty much it. And it's as creative as I am, it's hard to write smut for things that you don't feel any sort of appeal to. It's just that simple. I'm not gonna say it's similar, but it's similar to me as writing something with like scat or water sports or whatever. Like it doesn't arouse me in the slightest. It's kind of hard for me to comprehend, as it was for the bestiality. I already bit the bullet when it was for making the babysitter DLC, and when it was making the bestiality DLCs, things that I knew very little about and had very little interest about, and I did read a lot about it and try to do my best. But I think that enough is enough. And as much as I want to be able to appease everyone and try to give something for everyone, maybe the alternative here is looking for people that do those types of games, honestly. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed getting to meet the characters of Journey Abroad a little bit more. I hope you guys are looking forward to meet the characters more personally. And we hope that on the 30th you are able to meet most of these characters. Now, I won't be able to make, as I had already estimated, I won't be able to make any anti-scenes in the game. It's not that we don't have them. It's that it's just not compatible with the level and the speed of progress that I want to introduce in the game. I want you guys to be able to see like small stuff like characters hanging out, or the level of things that you saw in the main patch. But again, I honestly, in a creative way, I do not want to do what I did in Fleeting Iris. And I know a lot of people feel like the game started slow. I know that a lot of people think the game starts too fast, that she falls too fast. I know, and at this point, it's like, I have to be honest, I don't care about anyone's opinion anymore when it comes to that. Because this is literally just a case of where I can please Greeks and Trojans. And if I choose some way, I'm going to piss off the A side. And if I choose the other side, I'm going to piss off B side. There is no way that I can write this in a way that it will please everyone. So when it comes to this, I'm going to please myself. In the sense that I'm going to write the characters and I'm going to take my time creating a realistic sense of moral degeneration, of realistic connections, of characters, basically of character build-up. And yeah, we also have to spend a lot of time in this part of the game, basically designing menus, trying the new scripts and whatnot. So yeah, we want you to be able to meet almost every single one of these characters in the first patch that is coming out on the 30th. But once again, I don't want to rush your connection with any of these characters. I want something that I want to do in Journey Abroad is making absolutely sure that the game feels incredibly immersive and all of these characters feel realistic in a way that you can connect with the characters. Because even fake characters can make you feel real things. When you read a book like Harry Potter, just because the characters aren't real doesn't mean that a lot of people haven't connected with the books. I personally didn't. It didn't appeal to me. But for instance, when I played Final Fantasy VII for the first time in 1997, I connected with the characters. I connected with the game. And there have been plenty of games since that have made, even though the characters aren't real, they've made me feel real things. And this is what I want for people when they play Journey Abroad. I want people to see relationships that feel genuine, that I can share with people that I've met, and personal relationships that I've had in my life, that I can give characters the personalities of people that I've actually met and situations that I've been on. So it's incredibly important to me that in terms of the pace of Journey Abroad, that everything feels like kind of like watching an anime with the nice addition that there's sex involved in it. Okay? Journey Abroad for me, it's probably going to be striking closer to home, especially in the dialogues and whatnot, because I absolutely want every character to feel like real and relatable, and all the relationships and the way you connect to the characters. I want it to feel like the way you will connect to people in real life. I want people to be able to extrapolate some of the conversations that you see and some of the experiences you get from playing the game, to be able to use it in real life, to see sometimes how people connect, or how could you get character A or character B. I want everything to feel relatable, feel realistic. I want the game to be absolutely immersive, and I feel like if I rush it, at least with most characters, or the characters that I want you to start with, or I want you to be the first characters that you're going to find connections with. If I rush it too much, I don't want to risk, just making unrealistic because of that. Even though I know some people nowadays are Tinder swipe right and get into physical relationships. It's important to me that even though some characters are going to be easier than others, we are going to start in a manner that you're just going to meet all characters and spend more time meeting, getting to know the characters, than instantly jumping into sex. So I hope you guys understand and respect my creative decisions in this regard. Our first initial goal for Journey Abroad is to have most of the scripts place in the game, make placeholders at least for the menus and whatnot, and give you like a bright glimpse of what the game is going to be in the future. That's really our goal for the first patch, and that you guys see the quality of the maps, the quality of the soundtrack, the quality of the dialogue, the richness of the characters, and I want those things to have their own weight, other than just, oh, it's good hentai. Like, you could play this without the game, but I also want you to be able to play the game without the hentai and still feel, damn, that was a good game. That felt realistic. That almost felt like watching an anime that I can relate with, a slice of life. I don't want to take any more of your time. It's already been 1 hour and 8 minutes since we started the podcast. And honestly, I hope that the outcome of this podcast made you want to try Journey Abroad more than you wanted to before, even if you were not very interested in the game. But yeah, once again, I apologize for being incredibly tired, and for not being here last week. It's literally because of shit happens. I've been feeling very down lately, but it's not stopping my work. It just makes me feel tired. But yeah, we're still gonna have like an amazing patch on the 30th. At this rate, we'll probably be back next week. But if you guys want, as usual, Discord is always available. You can talk to me. Also, by the way, actually, no, I don't know if I should probably say this without the person asking. But I will take this time to appreciate everybody that listened, especially the people in the chat. Foster, don't worry. You don't have to apologize for the questions. The more the merrier. I want to thank Shortcut for the thing he knows and for showing up. Ariane, as usual, thanks for showing up, bro. and Foster. I want to thank you three for participating and being in the chat and whatnot, and everybody else listening this in live or even a later date. Thank you for watching the Evan Weekly podcast. That is all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week. Much love, much health above everything else, and much fortune. I'll see you guys then. Peace.
Okite, wakari, ne, boshita ta. 思い出したのは君のことです。起きて